Hey, yo, just wanted to go over this obvious illegal immigration issue that's unfolding here in America. It's becoming a real issue here. Here's an article out of McClatchy, D.C. We'll start it off with more deported foreign nationals are returning to U.S. illegally. What authorities have not highlighted is the simultaneous growth in the number of previously deported foreign nationals who have returned to the United States illegally, either by sneaking through the porous Mexican border or by traveling on boats from the Bahamas to South Florida. Federal prosecutors filed almost 20,000 criminal cases against previously deported foreign nationals in 2012 and have filed about 19,000 illegal reentry cases in federal courts every year since 2009, but that is only the tip of the iceberg because those figures reflect only cases that have been prosecuted. It is not known with precision how many previously deported foreign nationals return each year and are not prosecuted or detected. But experts believe that the number of annual illegal entries is considerable. Well, we bet it's considerable. I'm sure it's an epidemic at this point. Here's a top comment on this. Yet we keep being told that the borders are secure. These are just lies. We need to make it impossible for illegal aliens to get a job or to live a normal life in the United States. And what Charles says there is absolutely correct. If you reward illegal entry by making them legal citizens, allowing them to work, giving them driver's license, all this other stuff, then they're going to keep seeking those rewards, and you're going to do nothing but compound the issue. Now, here's just to give you an idea of what these officials and some of their mindsets are on these issues. Here's Obama's nominee for Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, who believes illegal aliens have a right to work in America. Let's hear what she has to say while being addressed here.
Who has more right to a job in this country? A lawful immigrant who's here, a green card holder, or a citizen, or a person who entered the country unlawfully?
Well, Senator, I believe that the right and the obligation to work is one that's shared by everyone in this country, regardless of how they came here. And certainly if someone is here, regardless of status, I would prefer that they be participating in the workplace than not participating.
I mean, how unreal is that? How outrageous is that? Does this woman actually believe that in her head, or is there collusion? I don't understand. I don't get it. So let's move on here. We've got out of Fox News, we've got Wave of Humanity. Border Patrol overwhelmed by flow of illegal immigrants. This goes on to say how the number of illegal immigrants is so high that Border Patrol can barely cope. From last October to the end of May, 162,000 people from countries, quote, other than Mexico, have entered the United States across the southern border. That's nearly a 100% increase from the previous year. 3/4 of those crossed the Rio Grande Valley. Among them were 47,000 unaccompanied children sent by family in Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua to join relatives in the United States. Here's another article out of International Business Times. Obama job approval poll, legal immigration is most unpopular issue with Americans. And I hope it would be, because it's a real serious one. Let's look at the top comment here. President Obama and the Democrats in the U.S. Senate are placing illegal aliens above the security of the people of the United States. Americans need to call and write both the Senate and White House to encourage them to pass the DHS funding bill. We need to stop President Obama's executive actions and re-sign the DACA. Absolutely. I mean, do whatever you can. If anything else, just try and spread the word of how ludicrous some of these policies are and how they're a blatant disregard of law and the Constitution. Here we've got at defense1.com. Top general says Mexico border scrutiny now existential threat to U.S. U.S. Southern Command's General Kelly calls U.S. border insecurity, Latin America's broken societies, and insatiable American drug use existential threats to national security. Absolutely, having your borders that wide open is a huge threat. I mean, that amount of illegal aliens being able to get through your borders is absolutely crazy. You're just asking for it at this point. So here we've got one of the Gateway pundit, top U.S. doctor. Illegal immigrant children may be spreading mysterious respiratory disease. And Dr. Jane Orient, the executive director of the Association of American Physicians and Surgeons, told Laura Ingraham that illegal immigrant children could be spreading dangerous viruses in the U.S. Dr. Orient says that the illegal children may not have been screened or quarantined thoroughly. And at this point, you can imagine with everything else the government gets their hand on, I'm sure it's not being done properly. And that's, okay, so let's go over why this sucks. Number one, America has the lowest employment rate since the Great Depression. Is it really a good idea to have a tidal wave of illegal aliens competing for American jobs right now? Probably not. Why else does it suck? Because there's plenty of instances of forms of new drug-resistant diseases and antibiotic-resistant diseases that are showing up, and these illegal aliens can carry them over, especially if we're not properly screening them for such things. We should at least be able to quarantine them, if anything. And think of the costs associated with that, the rising health costs in a system, a Medicare system in the U.S. that's becoming increasingly more socialist, and you want to burden it with these additional healthcare costs. What else we got? We got this ongoing war on terrorism. We got ISIS, ISIL, IS, Bin Laden's ghost running around bombing and shooting everything, and that's even more of a reason not to have these open borders in places where these people can get across with ease and pose as these illegal immigrants coming to build new lives in America and chase the American dream when they really want to blow it up. You've got all the rising costs associated with this. You've got to give these people health care. They don't have any money. You got to give them housing. They don't have anywhere to live. You got to pay for their food. And in a time when America is so burdened with debt and war and the healthcare system and the education system and all of this, you want to add more costs and more burden by bringing these people across into your country illegally, but then turning them into citizens, allowing them to work and suck more and more money out of the system, while people who are rightful citizens, now they have more competition all of a sudden. Listen, I care about unfortunate souls in the world just as much as the next guy. Comparable, why don't I let homeless people that I see when I walk downtown, why don't I invite them over to eat my food and to live in my house? It's because I can't afford it. All right? And America right now cannot afford to have a tsunami of illegal immigrants come into their country and then been given complete citizenship instantaneously. It's absolutely insane. Think about it. Spread the word.